The storm had rolled in fast. One moment, the road was clear. The next, a wall of rain swallowed the highway, forcing Ava to slow to a crawl. Her phone flickered between one bar and none at all, and the last gas station had been miles back. She should have stopped, should have fueled up, checked the weather. Now she was stranded. Her gaslight blinked a quiet warning, and up ahead, barely visible through the sheets of rain, was an old, flickering neon sign. Ravenwood Motel. She pulled into the lot. The place looked abandoned, but the vacancy sign buzzed faintly in the storm. A single light glowed inside the office. With no other options, Ava grabbed her jacket and stepped into the downpour. The bell above the door jingled as she pushed inside. The air smelled of old wood and something faintly metallic. Behind the counter sat an elderly man. His deep-set eyes locked on her before she even spoke. "You need a room," he said flatly. Not a question. A statement. Ava hesitated, brushing the rain from her face. "Yeah, just for the night." The man nodded once. He reached under the desk, pulled out a tarnished brass key, and slid it across the counter. Room 6. She reached for it, but his hand shot out, gripping her wrist. His skin was cold as stone. "There are rules," he said. His voice was low, almost drowned by the rain pounding against the roof. "You follow them, you'll be fine." Ava swallowed, uneasy. "Okay?" He let go, then slid a piece of yellowed paper toward her. Faded black ink scrawled across the page. "Rules of Ravenwood Motel. Lock your door immediately after entering. Do not answer the phone between 3:00 and 3:15 a.m. If you hear knocking, do not open the door, no matter what they say. Do not turn off the bathroom light. Leave before sunrise." Ava forced a laugh. "This some kind of joke?" The man didn't smile. "You'll wish it was." She considered pushing for more answers, but the rain was turning to ice outside. The exhaustion in her bones won out. Taking the key, she walked to room 6. Inside, the room was ordinary. Worn carpet, an old TV on a wooden stand, a nightstand with a lamp. The bathroom light was already on. She glanced at the paper again, rolling her eyes. Leave before sunrise. She would. She'd be gone before first light. Ava locked the door behind her and collapsed onto the bed, pulling the scratchy motel blanket over her. The wind howled outside. Thunder rolled. She didn't remember falling asleep, but she woke to the ringing phone. Ring. She sat up, heart pounding. The glowing red numbers on the clock read 3:07 a.m. The motel's rules flashed in her mind. Do not answer the phone between 3:00 and 3:15 a.m. Ava stared at it. The phone rang again. Then again. Her fingers twitched toward the receiver. A deep, primal instinct told her not to, but she couldn't help herself. Slowly, she lifted it to her ear. Silence. Then, "You shouldn't be here." The voice was hollow, distant, layered with static. A breathless whisper crawled through the line. "Get out." Ava slammed the phone down. Her pulse thundered in her ears. It was just a prank. Just someone messing with her. Right? Then the knocking started. Knock. 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 Ava's breath caught. The door. She crept toward it. The peephole was dusty, but she could make out a shape on the other side. A woman. Long, dark hair. Thin. Shaking. The woman spoke, her voice fragile and desperate. "Please, let me in." Ava's hand froze inches from the lock. "Do not open the door, no matter what they say." The knocking came again, harder this time. "Please." The woman's voice cracked. I think something's out here." Ava stepped back. Then, the woman outside laughed. Low, hollow, twisting into something unnatural. The shape shifted, stretched. The knock turned to scratching, nails dragging down the wood. Ava clamped a hand over her mouth, heart hammering. The air in the room grew thick, suffocating. The scratching stopped. Silence. Then, the bathroom light flickered. Ava's stomach dropped. "Do not turn off the bathroom light." The bulb sputtered, buzzing angrily. She ran to it, flicking the switch back and forth, trying to keep it on. The light died, and behind her, the closet door creaked open. Ava turned, barely breathing. Darkness stretched inside the closet, too deep, too endless, and within it two glowing eyes stared back. The last thing Ava heard was the whisper, "You should have followed the rules." And then, the lights came back on. The closet was empty. The bathroom light flickered steady. The clock read 6:45 a.m. Ava gasped for air, collapsing against the wall. She was alive. She had made it. The storm had passed. The first rays of sunlight stretched through the curtains. Without hesitation, she grabbed her things and bolted for the car. As she sped away, she glanced in the rearview mirror. The motel was gone. Only the neon sign remained, buzzing faintly in the daylight. And as she drove, her phone vibrated. A message. "You forgot rule number 5.